Good morning, party people. Today's fashion focused video is going to be all about how to make your outfits summer ready. So I'm talking crop tops, I'm talking how to turn your jeans into shorts from this to this. So we're going for that summer ready, very 80s, 90s inspired cropped t-shirt, denim cutoffs. So let's get into it. Okay, now what I'm using today is a t-shirt and jeans combination that I actually bought from H&M. Both fairly low quality, but it's just easy in case I mess it up. So the first thing we need to do is actually take the shirt off. There we go. So next we're gonna lay the shirt down nice and flat on the table, getting the seams even at the sides. I'm not too worried at the top as I am just cutting from the bottom here. Now I've actually already stained the t-shirt because I'm a grower. So that's the spot I'm going to use as my marker to cut it off. I have actually measured that. That's going to sit just around my belly button, which is where I want to crop this t-shirt. Then the next thing I'm going to do is fold this one in half. Again, keeping the seams lined up along the bottom. So that's the really important part here, getting those seams lined up and even, so we're cutting evenly as we start cropping the shirt. There you go. You can see now that the shirt is much shorter. There's much less space for us to worry about cutting in a straight line because that can get hard. Now what you're going to need for this is a nice strong set of scissors too. I just bought these from like a craft supplies store, but as long as you've got some good handy scissors, you'll be good to go. Okay, so now for the scary part of cutting. Now I'm going a little bit lower than I necessarily want it to be. You'll see why once it's done. So I'm going to start from the middle here and we're going to go in a nice straight line across. The secret when cutting is to focus where you actually want to cut to. Don't look at the scissors, look at your end mark and follow along to that line. Simple. Now you can see here I've gone for a bigger fit in this t-shirt than I would necessarily wear as a t-shirt. I normally wear like a medium. I've gone for a large in this because I want to have it as a bit more of a boxy, oversized fit. Now I'm going to chuck this back on and show you what I mean with those seams. So you can see now it sits a little bit boxy, a little bit loose. It's obviously a crop. What you will notice though as you wear this is this bit here is actually going to start to roll up. That's what happens with that raw fabric. So as the shirt wears and wears in, it's going to soften up and roll up the edges a little bit more. If you've gone too short, it's going to roll up even shorter again. So this gives me room to wash and let it roll up into itself. Now the next thing I'm going to do is crop the sleeves a bit. Because I've gone off the shoulder a bit, I'm going to cut the sleeves halfway up at an angle here, like this. So the first thing I've done here as I've laid the shirt down is actually pull the shoulder across, so I've flattened out that seam a little bit. As I said, I want to kind of have this as more of a capped sleeve. So I'm going to roughly cut following the line of the sleeve there. I'm going to go in about 2 inches. Now again, as we wear this, that is going to roll up that little bit more. I'll run my fingers over it now to give it that effect. And before I do the other sleeve, I'm going to show you what that looks like on. There you go. So see how that kind of gives that natural cropped off the arm look without being too tanky. It just makes it look a bit more raw edged. So that's the look we're going for there. I'm now going to apply that to the other sleeve and I'll show you the finished product. Now the secret to getting your sleeves even, use that offcut you just used to lay down on your new sleeve and you can measure it against it. Nice and simple. Now the thing as well with these, if you don't do the neatest cut, that's totally fine. I think it kind of adds to the character of the shirt a little bit. I just like to use it as a basic outline. So they're my offcuts, chuck them aside. Roll the sleeves up. And that's it, that's my crop, done. Now when it comes to denim, the best way of getting the measurement for your knee cuts is actually to measure them on yourself. So right now, you're looking down, I've actually already made one on my left knee there, but I'll show you how I did that. I've gone just above my kneecap here. Again, I'm being a little bit more hesitant than I naturally want them to be shorter because they will fray a little bit. So what I've done there is pinch a bit of fabric above the knee, get my scissors and just make a very small cut. That's sitting above my knees on both sides now. I can go through and cut that off. I'll cut one leg and then just fold them in half and cut evenly like this. We've got our denim laying flat on the table. So as I said, one leg out, you can see that little line there, that's gonna be my marker. But what I'm gonna do here is actually follow the line of the pants because the way you cut it, you're not just gonna cut it straight across, you wanna cut at a bit of an angle with the pants. Again, holding it nice and steady. And I'm just cutting straight across. Now you can see I'm going very, very slightly above that cut. That's just so it's nice and even. Simple. Next step is to fold over the jeans, like so. Now again, we're lining up the seams on the top of both sides. That's the important part here so that we're not getting any uneven cuts. Now the beauty of denim is that it has this really great way of fraying and falling apart over time, which we're going to give a bit of a head start to today. But you can see there with that, you can start picking and pulling out the threads. So even if it's not super even across, like you can see I've actually got that little cut there, that's just going to add character to the bottom of your cut-off jeans, which I'm all about. So that's it, we're done. No, we're going to add now and give it a bit of distressing, add to the detail of the jeans. Okay, for this next part, you're gonna need a sharp knife. Now, if you're watching this and you're under 18, be very careful, get your parents' permission. If you're over 18, go crazy. So with that knife there, what we're gonna do is create horizontal little cuts across the denim. Now, be careful not to cut through both sides, unless that's the look you're going for. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna start with one little cut here, just dragging it lightly across. Now you can see that line there. I haven't even gone all the way through the denim. I'm actually just gonna start with that and just do some light cuts all the way across. Not even evenly, just about 3 mil apart on each one. Now what you can do here is start to pull that denim apart and really break up that cross threads on each side, like this. So you can see how that denim means that you've got your cross threads still intact, but the vertical strips are starting to tear. So this is gonna make it really nice and patchy running through the denim. Now the more of these you make, the more you'll see as I pull out the cross threads there, these strips of denim that come right across. So rather than using a machine to do this, we can do it by hand, and it gives it a really nice personal feel. Now I'm not gonna make you watch me do all these, but I'm gonna pick a few patches here, play with a whole lot and distress them. So you come and zoom into the jeans and we'll zoom out and they'll be done. All right, so that is, the thing with denim is you can continue ripping. So as I said before with cutting it off, I like to go more safe before I go all the way. So that's it there. Let's have a look at them on. So that's the what's gonna be final for now. So as you can see there, if I straighten out my pockets, I've got a big rip across the thigh there, which has that pocket back in there. These ones down lower will also come out over time. So I can continue picking the threads there. But the next step with these is actually to put them in the wash. When you put them in the wash and then even in the dryer, it's gonna pull out all that excess blue thread that is all over my table and all over the floor right now. So that's that. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you guys wanna see more of this full look, check out my Instagram. I'll be posting a bit of a fashion post on there very soon. Super simple, @Nathan. I'll see you guys next time.